Hello people of the internet! Today I'm going to be filming a Matsuri-Con review / mini haul, talking about my experiences and showing you guys what I got. So Matsuri-Con is a con in Columbus, Ohio. It is specifically an anime con, and here's my badge. I went just on Saturday. By the way, I am not in Ravenclaw. However, there's this guy going around handing out Ravenclaw badges. He said he did not care, and so I was like, cool. I actually used to want to be a Ravenclaw, but I'm actually a Slytherin. But we can talk about that more at another time. So let's start with the positives. I really liked the venue that Matsuri-Con was at. It was a hotel that had a lot of amenities. And by amenities, I mean mainly like food and drink places. I go to a decent number of cons, and sometimes, you know, you'll kind of have this cheap convention, movie theater type quality food that's super overpriced and is also pretty much your only option without actually leaving the convention center. And the reason why leaving convention center can be a big deal is if you have to go through security, or walkaways, or miss an event. You know, it's just not always practical to necessarily leave. So I really appreciated that within this hotel itself, there was a lot of different food places. There was a Starbucks. There was like some food that even seemed like on the healthier side. Like there was a soup and salad place, which is not something you normally see at an event like this. So I really appreciated them both having options and options spread out throughout the convention, because this was a convention that was spread out through some ballrooms, some convention area space. You know, it wasn't really all consolidated together, which is a little bit confusing at times, and I'll get into that. But if that's what they had to do, I'm glad at least, you know, wherever you went, you were able to find those amenities. The other thing that was pretty solid was the guests that they had. You know, I thought they had a good selection of guests. I was really bummed that Max Middleman had to back out, but that was a family emergency. Completely understandable, had absolutely nothing to do with the con, and every other one of their promised guests, as far as I know, was there. And, you know, that included some decent names, such as J. Michael Tatum, which is the main reason my friend was interested, Caitlin Glass, Robby Damon, which was one of the main reasons I was interested, along with some others, including Erika Mendez. So now we're going to transition a little bit into the negatives, because there was some. Like I said, I've been to a decent number of cons, and therefore I've seen autographs ran a bunch of different ways, whether it's free, but there's stipulations, or it costs money, you know. This was a con that had free autographs, and that's great. I think, you know, obviously some people don't have the money to get autographs from a bunch of people, and it's a big deal for them to be able to meet some of their voice actor or director or whatever involvement in anime type heroes. And the issue is you still need some form of organization, okay? Because me and my friend got into this line with a bunch of other people an hour before the autographs even started. And they kind of separated us into, I think, around 14 mini lines. And the thing is, it didn't matter when you got there what line you were placed into, okay? Because when it actually was time to let people get autographs, it was random. It was decided by some kind of number generator on one of the people's phones. And that was just really strange to me, because there were people who got there significantly later than me, and others. I mean, there were people there before me who never got in. They literally turned us away about 45 minutes or so into... Hey, Yoshi. Yoshi might want to be in the video now. Here we go. Yeah. 45 minutes or so into waiting, or no, I think it was an hour and 45 minutes. So we were there an hour and then 45 minutes once the autograph lines were open. They finally turned at least 50% of the people away, possibly more. And while I understand and completely respect that when you have a free signing and a lot of people show up, not everyone could get in, there's things they could have done to avoid this. At Anime Central, what they do is, while autograph sessions are free, unless you buy a print or get a special item, you have to wait in a different line to get tickets. Now, this is an extra line, which who wants an extra line, right? But when you get one of those tickets, you were sort of assured that you were probably getting in. There were some issues, at least this most recent year at Anime Central, with them giving out too many tickets, and that was kind of confusing and weird. But theoretically, if you time that system out, I think that's a really great way to go. Like, if you want to keep things free, which I totally respect, then at least have a sense of this is how many people, and then you just get turned away right there without having to wait for close to 2 hours only to be turned away. And even if you don't want to get advances the ticketing system, they could have simply had people using the little counter things, which they did have, by the way, and when the line got to a certain size, say, hey, you're cut off, this is it. I just feel like it would have been more fair and respectful to the people who waited for a while, and it was a huge bummer because we didn't get to participate in one of the main reasons we went, which was for my friend to meet J. Michael Tatum again. We did, however, see him in an adult panel, and this con was my first time going to adult panels, and it was fun, it was interesting. I don't know that they're necessarily always for me, but it was cool to experience it because I've never experienced it before. So now we're going to transition into the fun part and look at some of the items I was able to get and the people I was able to meet. So we're going to start with a non-autographed item, and that's this cat hat. So if you've ever seen these Japanese sort of loot box type things at a store or a con before, it's random what you get. And I've actually, this little boy here has worn a watermelon hat that I got from, I think, the Rooster Teeth convention, RTX, yeah. So I was kind of hoping to get the aforementioned Hello Kitty hat or maybe one of the bunny hats. However, what I ended up getting was this black hat with a little skull on it. It would not have been my first choice, but the skull was kind of cute, and I'm sure I can still get a good picture. Sorry, my lovely, wonderful boy cat here knocked over the camera. So maybe he's saying he doesn't want to wear the hat. I'm not sure. We're not going to take anything away from that. So first I want to talk about meeting Erika Mendez. So Erika Mendez was actually in the signing that we got turned away from. However, I got lucky because she was also sitting out at her table in the exhibit hall doing signatures sort of in between her panels and other things. Guests will occasionally do this. It can be difficult to plan ahead for it because they don't always have a super in-depth plan. They might literally tweet, hey, I'm going to be here for this amount of time. But it is a nice alternative if you aren't able to catch them in the official signings. Sometimes they'll charge more, or if it was free in the official thing, they'll charge at all when you do go to this, so you should be aware of that. However, Erika was really cool, and she talked about how she probably, could, and maybe even she should charge, but she was so used to getting free autographs when she went to cons that she wasn't. And, I appreciated that. So I had her sign this Agretsuko shirt. You can see her signature there, and she was really nice and cool. And overall, that was just a great experience. And I'm gonna put this in a little shadow box, hang it up on my wall. It's gonna be a good time. So the signing we were able to get into earlier on Saturday had the guest I was the most excited about, Robby Damon. You probably know him from many different things, but what I know him from is Akechi as Persona 5 most of all, and it was really great to meet him. He was one of those people that seemed to totally buy into the memes, which is something I really appreciated. So I asked him how he felt about the pancakes meme, and he was all like, it's pretty great to have a meme about your character, and people give me IHOP certificates. He did reveal himself, though, that he is a little bit more into waffles, which I totally respect, recording this on National Waffle Day. But he also signed Pancake Boy on the print here, which is really fun. And he wrote, I did nothing wrong. Controversial statements from the voice actor himself. On my friends, he wrote, my skills exceed yours. So an actual line from the game, but he memed it up a little bit on mine, and I definitely can appreciate that. So meeting him was definitely a highlight. I'm really excited to see the work he does in Royal. You know, we're getting more of a catchy, hopefully, from the previews in this next game, so that's going to be good. So overall, you know, would I go back to Matsuri-Con? Maybe. I think they're growing, and I think they can learn from the issues with the autographs and find a new system. It seems like this was a bigger year for them in the past. I would also recommend that they consider pursuing security at some point. My bag wasn't searched at all, and while it's not like it's fun to have your bag searched, it did strike me as a little odd because there was enough people there where it felt like that was a necessity. But everything that I have issue with could definitely be fixed, and, you know, their heart's in the right place. They've got some good guests, so if the right people were there, I would definitely consider going back. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want some more anime and Japanese related content. Peace out.